Okay, this is the second video where we're going to talk a little bit about the balance of the hoof. Our horse here is Jackson. Once again, I have the pony halter that doesn't fit any of the horses, so it's strapped around his neck. If you haven't watched the first video, I recommend that you do. It's the video with the horse called Dweeb. And in there I talked about how not all horses naturally have straight legs. Easy boy, hold still. Straight legs or straight movement. This horse is actually a Tennessee Walker. It's a gaited horse. I know already that he lands on his outside and breaks over to his inside. There we go. Now once again, you want to look for a straight line down the cannon bone, down the pastern. And with him, you can see his outside's high. I hope with the video you can see that his outside is high. So when I trim that, I lower it. Now, when you look at it, the bottom of his hoof here, you can see it's not perfectly symmetrical. What you're going to see, it's going to be more obvious when I show you from the other side, from the front of his foot. It's right here. He's got like a flare. This is where he breaks over, and it creates like a leverage, making a flare on his foot there. Easy boy. This is his foot from the front. Of course, he's not standing on level ground. I don't happen to have any. So, easy boy, hold still. Right here is where you're going to see it's going to look like there's a bit of a flare. Once again, easy boy. He's a little jumpy. He hasn't always had good treatment in his life, so he's not so sure about people. Pick up his leg, hold it out in front, rest it on your forearm, sight down the leg, cannon bone down pastern bone. See, his leg looks pretty straight. But see how the hoof, it's doesn't look symmetrical from this point. You can see that inside part. It's a flare. When you dress the foot from the top here, say you had a hoof stand, you could see this whole part right here. From the bottom you could see it was wider. You'd be able to see easier if I cleaned it up with a knife. It's wider. We would just take this down so it would be the same thickness as the rest of the foot. And then he would have a more symmetrical looking hoof. If you left this alone, if you didn't take off some from the outside so it was the same thickness, it would just get worse and worse, and his hoof would get more and more distorted over time. Because we can't change the way he moves. We can't take the pressure off of that foot. So with some horses, it's like damage control, what you're doing when you trim them. Let's move you forward here, buddy. Now hopefully, seeing how he's not tight and I don't have a handler, be kind enough to let me show the hind foot balance. Once again, it's the same thing. Hold the horse by the hock, sight down the leg. Now, a lot of horses grow high on the inside. See how, if you visualized a line across his heels, it's slanted. The inside is high. Yeah, that maybe shows it a little bit better. It's not a big drastic difference, but you can see it's not perpendicular like it should be. And this is pretty common in horses. I've heard different theories. It's because they bear more weight on the inside, so they grow faster on the inside, but at the same time they don't get enough exercise to actually wear it off like they should. So what we would do is when we trimmed, we would take that into account. We would lower the inside heel more. And then, oh, another thing about balance, when you're done trimming, you visualize a point on each heel, a point at the toe, and then line up those 3 points. Hold the hoof, line up those 3 points, and look to see if there's a high or low spot, or if you can make a flat plane across them all. Looking at it that way will let you see whether you have just a certain part of the foot high or low. Now you look at it that way after you're happy by assessing the balance this way with where the heels are, and then you can make sure it's flat across the foot. Another thing you can do, if you have a shoe you know is perfectly flat, you can use the shoe to check how level the foot is. I don't have a shoe with me now, or I'd get one out and demonstrate that to you. Hopefully this helps somebody. once again, if anybody has any questions, just post them on the, oh, hey Jackson, just post them on the YouTube page and I will try to answer them. Thanks.